Long ago, where the mountains kissed, the horizon and the river of dreams whispered to the stars, there lived a boy without a name. They simply called him the Wanderer. His eyes reflected not only the stars, but the vastness of the unseen realms. An infinity within a single glance. A cloak of shimmering white billowed behind him like the breath of a forgotten god. A breeze that carried with it the scent of untold worlds. The wind knew him, and he knew the wind. One day the Wanderer stood at the edge of a high cliff, where the sky fell away into an abyss of swirling mist. Beneath him, there were no solid earth nor familiar pathways, only the endless void. The mist, dark and swirling, murmured in tongues older than time. It was a song that carried the stories of forgotten gods and the cries of those lost in their own dreams. The boy held in his hand a small, delicate pouch. Inside it, he kept all that was left of his memories, his dreams, his fears, and the laughter of childhood. Yet the pouch was as light as a feather, for he had long since learned that the past was but a shadow, an illusion. Upon his shoulder perched a tiny white fox, her eyes aglow like twin stars. She was no mere creature, but his soul made manifest, a living spark of the cosmos. She whispered to him, but the words were mysteries, fragments of a language no earthly being could comprehend. Yet the Wanderer only laughed, a sound that carried the echo of bells in a forgotten temple, where time itself had once been born. "You do not know the way," said the fox, her voice both kind and wise. "And that is the very beauty of it," he replied. Without a moment's hesitation, the Wanderer stepped off the edge of the cliff. But he did not fall. Instead, the mist enfolded him like the tender embrace of a long-lost lover, and he was carried away into the unknown, into the realm where time had no meaning. He was a soul unchained, a spirit in search of no destination but the journey itself. He found himself in a forest that defied all logic. The trees were hollow, their trunks winding like the spirals of the universe, their roots twisted together, forming intricate, sacred patterns on the earth, each not a reflection of his own tangled thoughts. This was the labyrinth of the soul, a place where the past and future were not. Here only the eternal now existed, and the Wanderer moved through it, his feet touching the ground that knew no boundaries. At a crossroads, beneath the darkened sky, stood an old woman, her silver eyes gleaming like twin moons. She beckoned him closer, her voice a song of forgotten ages. "Choose who you wish to become," she said, her words dancing like flames in the wind. Before the Wanderer, there lay three masks: the mask of the warrior, the mask of the magician, and the mask of the fool. Each one gleamed with the power of archetypes. Each one beckoned with the weight of 1,000 lifetimes. The Wanderer smiled, his heart free of the burden of choice. "I choose all of them," he said, his voice both playful and profound. "None of them, and all of them at once." With a knowing smile, the old woman vanished, leaving behind only the scent of myrrh and lavender, the fragrance of wisdom forgotten by time. The Wanderer continued his path through the labyrinth, each step leading him deeper into the mysteries of his own soul. Along the way, he encountered strange and wondrous sights, birds that spoke in riddles, mirrors that reflected his deepest fears, stairs that reached to the heavens, and rivers that flowed backward. Yet he did not stop. He knew that each illusion was but a reflection of his own inner world. And then, he came upon the gates of the great secret garden, a vast portal of ancient stone, overgrown with vines and flowers that whispered of secrets lost to the ages. In front of the gate stood the guardian, a woman cloaked in black, her face obscured by a hood of shadows. "What have you brought with you?" she asked, her voice a low murmur, like the wind through the trees. The wanderer opened his pouch, but inside there was nothing. Nothing but space, an empty void that held no memory, no past. The guardian bowed her head, her eyes soft with understanding. "Enter," she said. "Only those who are free from the past may enter." And in that moment, the wanderer understood it was not the past that shaped him, but the space between each breath, each heartbeat. The emptiness he carried was the very key to the garden. It was freedom itself. He stepped into the garden, and there, amidst the flowers that bloomed with the color of dreams, he saw something extraordinary. The garden was him. All his desires, fears, hopes, and sorrows had manifested as the very life of this enchanted realm. The rivers flowed with his tears. The trees grew from his deepest longings, and the flowers bloomed with the essence of his unspoken thoughts. At the heart of the garden stood a figure, a being bathed in golden light, with eyes like the stars and a smile that held the secrets of the universe. It was another version of the wanderer, his true self, the one that existed beyond time, beyond names. And for the first time, the wanderer understood. There is no path. There is no goal. There is only the dance of the soul, a dance between the void and the birth of stars, between the silence of the universe and the sound of eternal laughter. And so he laughed, a laugh that echoed through the garden, through the universe, through the very fabric of existence itself. And the stars, the cosmos, the very heart of creation laughed with him. For in that moment, the wanderer had found what he had sought all along, not a place, but the journey itself, not a name, but the freedom to be. And as he laughed, the universe sang in tune with his soul, for it had always known him, the nameless wanderer, the eternal dancer at the edge of worlds,